Hello, everyone. This is Alia Jamal, the love coach, coming here for another love circle. And today we are talking about confusion, how to go from confusion to clarity, how to make easy, clear decision instead of just spending months or years making a decision. That is what we'll be talking about. So first, let's understand what is confusion. So confusion shows up as a doubt. It can also become like, I just don't know what to do. So these are the things that you might be saying. I don't know what to do. I don't know the answer to that. um okay, wonderful. So we are talking about confusion, and how to get to clarity. So confusion shows up like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. Or it could be like, there's a mumbo jumbo going on in your mind. You're in the morning, you're in your yes. In the evening, you're in your no. And then you don't even know what to do with yourself. So I am speaking from a personal experience of confusion. And during that 3-month period of confusion, nobody could help me. I tried talking to so many people, but I was just so confused. And it was a big life decision that I was trying to make. But I'm going to help you understand what's going on. Like, we are human, we are one of the most powerful creation alive, that we know of. Then why do we get so confused? So this is how our subconscious mind try to sabotage us, and this is the part of subconscious mind that wants you to stay stuck, safe, and it doesn't really care if you're happy, if you're miserable. It just wants you to stay alive so you can have more kids, increase your generation, and then you get to leave. That is the part that is running the show. So these are the 5 ways it gets to us. So it starts with a confusion, and people who are very confused all the time, um, they also doubt themselves. They also worry a lot. They also are afraid of a lot of things. They also feel anxious. So this is the 5 way technique that part of your subconscious mind is using to stop you from growing. So it's going to start with confusion. It will go to doubt. It will go to worry. It will go to fear, and it will go to anxiety very, very fast. And the person might think, I'm just confused. I don't know what to decide. But then later on in the day, they're also feeling very anxious. But always remember, this is the pattern of your subconscious mind. It runs you in the same pattern very fast. So why does confusion exist? Why subconscious mind is trying to pull this on us? Why it's even doing that? Because it doesn't want us to move forward. It doesn't want us to live our full potential. That is scary. That is a brand new territory. That is something completely different. And it doesn't want us to go there. It's just that simple. So, first thing we want to remember, whenever you're feeling confused, you're about to break through. So, I want everyone who's listening, watching, recording, just remember this: whenever you're feeling confused, you're about to break through to the next level. And there's something I want to show you. So, the visuals sometimes stay longer in our mind than the words do. So, let's say you're right here. You're right here, and you want to go here. So, in order for you to go from A to B, there are a few steps that you're going to take. Maybe you're applying for a new job. Your goal is to have more money. You're applying for a new job. You're like, reading more books. And when you're about to get close to it, when your subconscious knows you're right there, that's when it's going to bring confusion, doubt, worry, fear, anxiety, because you're about to step out of the safety zone. You're about to become another version of you. So it starts to go like this. And that's where most people stop. So we tell ourselves, maybe it's a sign, I shouldn't do it. Universe does not send you stop signs. Universe always sends you green lights. But our unconscious mind creates the stop sign and it tells you don't go. If it's universe working at play, the job would just disappear. It wouldn't even be there, but the opportunity is there, the desire is there, you're walking towards it. What do? We keep walking, we just keep going. So that requires a little bit of discipline. That requires you telling yourself that no matter what happened, I am just going to keep going. I am not going to stop. So that is a little bit of what is required in that moment. And if you do have positive people around you, people who are achieving things in their life, that would be a good companion, or like, company to have during that time. If you're really setting goals and you feel like every time I set goal, I'm almost there, I start feeling confused, I don't know what to do. So bring some new people in your circle, because that can also inspire you to keep going. So that is one way we can do it. But let's say you're like living all by yourself in some remote area in Alaska. You don't even have access to human population and you're just by yourself and you're experiencing confusion. What are we going to do? When thoughts are getting out of control and your subconscious is trying to pull you down in different ways, we start asking questions. Whenever you ask a question, the thought that is going like this, there's a stop to it. It's like, oh, I actually have to answer a question. And also, when we try to answer a question, we have to use our conscious mind. So just a little bit of fresh up for those of you who maybe have never seen me draw this stick figure. Um, it's a very good graphic to understand unconscious and conscious mind. So this is conscious mind. This is subconscious mind. Subconscious mind wants you to stay safe. Safety is very important. It's also the feeling mind. So when you say, I am feeling very confused, subconscious mind is running the show. Conscious mind is not. But when you ask a question, conscious mind has to, this is the thinking mind. Now you have to use your own ability to think instead of using your patterns that are running in the background, that are dictating the feeling, that are dictating all kind of things within you. Those are the patterns. We don't even have to think about confusion and it's just running on its own. So when we ask a question, we interrupt the pattern that it's going. So let's say you have to make a big decision. Maybe the decision is, should I move state and get a new job or get a new house? Whatever the big decision is in front of you, and you're just feeling confused. Should I do it? Is it good? Is it not? You just ask yourself, what do I want? Now, most people don't even know the answer to this question because they have been living based on what everyone told them, what they should have done, instead of them saying, hey, this is what I want, this is what my desire is. From a very young age, we are told to shut down our desires and not really even connect with them. So maybe your dad was a doctor, you became a doctor. Your dad was an engineer, and you're like, oh, I want to go towards engineering. He was an architecture, your mom was an architecture, and you went that route. And then sometimes we say, oh, like, math runs in this family. No, we are just mimicking our parents because that feels safe. See, there's this one human that I really look up to who's doing very good in this field. I'll just go there. That's safety. But then we all have a desire in our heart to do something so unique, so special, that each and every one of us have it, and each and every one of us are very unique. That is, what do you want? And this is a question you might have to ask yourself for a year. What do I want? You might have to ask yourself every single day, what do I want out of this life? And the answer might change depending on what part of your life you are. You might want to create a business, leave your day job. You might want to sell your business and, just retire and go around the world. But you have to keep asking yourself, what do I want? The more you ask yourself that question, the less confused you're going to feel, and the more clarity is going to come in your life. What we are really trying to do is we are trying to think in a different way. Our subconscious mind is used to thinking in terms of, because it's also the feeling mind. It's thinking in terms of emotions. How would I feel if I lived there? How would this would happen? But do I really want this? Do I really want to move away from family? When you start to involve your want, you're involving your desire, you're involving your higher brain, and you're involving your higher self. So what we are doing, we are bringing our head out of the water so we can breathe. That's me. That's what I want. So then it's not really tied to, would it be safe or not? Oh my God, my nervous system is going crazy because I'm about to break through. Then our thoughts are directed towards, what do I want? Another very important piece to always keep in mind, why it's so important to not to stay in a state of confusion. So now this is the creative process, or creative faculties that we have within ourselves, and we are creating our life as we speak, whether we like our reality or we don't, but we are the one who are creating it. So I'm just going to divide it as again, subconscious as conscious mind. So let's say you're feeling confused. You're so confused. With the confusion come an image. So that image is usually like the worst case scenario. I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do. And in your mind, you maybe have like, maybe I'll move to new state and then I'll get laid off. Like you have the worst case scenario image there. What is that? That's fear. That's fear creating that image. Now there's a force that's moving through us all day long. It's deductive in nature. It's not going to say, oh, Alia is thinking about crazy things right now. I'm going to go from the side and not create the craziness that she's thinking. No, it doesn't care. Whatever image you hold, it's going to create that. So have you ever met someone who worry a lot? Like they worry nonstop, and then they keep having more to worry about in their life. And then we think, oh, maybe, this person is not that lucky. Maybe like, God wants to test them. Maybe they're so pious, so God is testing them all the time. I know if you have been that person, it feels really close to heart, and that's where we get attached to our misery. But actually, what's going on? God made us so powerful that I think if each and every one of us, we spend rest of our life just trying to figure out how powerful we are, we still won't have the answer. Science is still discovering how powerful a human is, right? We have the mechanism to create our own life, to create whatever we want. Yes, we are not in 100% control, but we are in very much in control for most of the stuff. We just don't know when we'll die. So that's the one piece we don't know. Whatever image we hold in our mind, we create that in our life, because the energy that's moving through us all day long has no option but to create that. Now, let's say I never learned how to think. I am just like, living my life, whatever ways my mom thought, whatever her behavior pattern was. And usually, what it is, worry. Like, moms, they love to worry. They worry about their kids' future. They just worry about everything. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to worry about everything. I'm going to be afraid about everything. I'm going to always have the worst case scenario. So that's me just picking up her pattern and making them mine, but never learning how to think. And generally, most of us are that way unless you learn how to think. Now, I am worrying about all the time about everything, about my kid, about my life, about my health. That's the image I'm holding. I keep creating more of that. But let's say then maybe I watch something like this and I'm like, you know what? I am going to learn how to think. I am going to control the image that I have in my mind. That requires me becoming more aware of my own self, of my own thoughts. Does require a little bit of work. But once I start to hold a positive image of what I want, that, my friend, is clarity. Once you have that clarity in your thoughts, in your life, you start to create that in your life. That's when all of a sudden we say, oh my God, I am magical. This is magic. I think, I hold the image, and then it comes true in my life. It becomes whatever I think. So you're going to hold the image that whatever decision you're making, you move to another stage, you change your job, and it turns out to be the best thing that ever happened to you. That, my friend, you're using your own creative ability to create whatever you want. But it only happens when we have that clarity of thought. We cannot do it from confusion. We cannot do it from doubt. We cannot do it from fear or anxiety or even worry. So we keep asking ourselves, what do I want? And hold that image. In the beginning, you're going to find like you're really like having a battle in there. It's so hard. Oh my God, how can I do it? Meditate. If you get used to meditating, and meditation is very easy, just sit down for 5 minutes, focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale. That's meditation. Your mind learn how to focus on something else, and that ongoing chatter that's going, it starts to shift and change. So you're training your mind to think in a different way. You don't want it to just keep thinking like, a loose horse. You don't want that, especially a wild one. You want a horse that you can control, and this is where it's going, this is where I want it to go. Because we are so powerful. We don't want to keep having all kind of confused images in our mind. So sometime when you're asking universe to give you something, so this is how it goes. Oh yeah, I'll get it, but what if I don't? Oh yeah, I'll get it, but what if I don't? So that image is getting canceled each time we go to the right or left. And then we're like, oh, universe never gives me anything. My prayers don't get heard. Well, God gave us the mechanism. We have to learn the control to hold the image. So it's very, very, very important that we all do the little bit of inner work and that discipline where if I want something, yeah, my mind can think all crazy thoughts about other things. But if I really want something, to hold that image. And if you have hard time doing the imagination piece, maybe start with like, imagine a story, imagine something fantasy, and then start exercising that. We all are creating an image all the time in our mind. We're just not aware because we're very busy in our life. So that is about how to go from confusion to clarity. Hold that image, ask yourself, what do I want? But I also wanted to give you guys a 4-step process to make the biggest decision that you want. So usually when it's time to make a decision, we're like, oh, let me ask my mom, let me ask my sister, let me ask my friend, let me ask my neighbor, let me ask my cat. Should I still do it? Let me toss a coin, let me do the pendulum test. We are just in total confusion. So I'm going to give you a 4-question process. You can ask yourself, and you can always come to a conclusion. Do I want this or I don't want this? Ever since I came across this, so my mentor, David Nagel, he has taught me about these 4 questions. I can make any big, small decision just like that. I don't have to even spend a week thinking about it, marinating in it. Do I want it or not want it? So the first question is this something I want to be, do, have? Do I want to be confident? Do I want to have this house? Do I want to travel? Like be, do, have. It could be any category. Is this something that I want? If the answer is yes, then you ask yourself, is having, being, or doing this thing, am I going to come closer to my goal? So then you have to know, if what do you want in life? What is something that you're working towards? But if you have never thought of that question, then that's why you're having hard time making a decision. So let's say the answer is yes. Yes, that is something that will bring me closer to my goal. Then you ask another question. Is being, doing, having this is for more life? So this is the question that is going to align you with the universe. Universe always moves for more life. When you dream of that big house, of that big promotion, of having that wonderful life partner, all of that is taking you towards more life. Universe never works towards less life. It always goes for more life. So whatever we are creating also has to be for more life. So let's say if I want to start a business and I really want it, is it for more life? Is it going to add to people's life? For example, my son, he always tells me when he wants to make a YouTube channel and when can he do it. I always ask him, what is it that you want to contribute to the life of others? Is it for more life? He's still trying to figure out the answer to that. But whatever we want, keeping in mind it's for more life, is going to align your thoughts. It's going to align your energy with the universe. You're going to become that powerful manifester that you are. We have that within us. The last question is going to be, is being, doing, having this thing is going to violate others' rights? So that is where we don't want to do things that are going to violate other people's right. For example, let's say if I already know that my coworker is going to get promoted to this next level job, and I'm going behind her, talking to the supervisor, trying to really get that job while I'm very aware that I am violating somebody else's rights, that's a big no-no. So what we want to do with these 4 questions, whatever decision you're making, the first 3 must be yes. If the first or the second or even the third is a no, you just drop it right there. That's not something you want to be involved in. So the first 3 always have to be a yes, and the last one always have to be a no. Because if you are going after other people's rights, that's energy that's going to come back to you. That is starting your beautiful home on a shaky ground. We don't want to do that. Also, it's going to create a lot of confusion in your mind, because then your subconscious is getting activated, the feelings are getting involved. It's not going to be a lot of clarity here. You're going to be worried all the time. You won't be able to hold the right image in your mind, and it's going to bring you back into confusion. And what confusion does to us, it takes away the most precious thing from us, and that's time. We all have limited minutes or seconds that we have in the physical form, and then we all are going to leave the physical form. And we want to make sure we are staying clear in the time that we have, and whatever we are here to create, whether you just want to enjoy your life or whether you want to create something so magical and magnificent for the humanity, so many people can benefit. No, like whatever you're here to do, make sure you're staying in clarity. Make sure you're making quick, solid decision so your subconscious mind is not sabotaging you, and you get to create whatever you want to create. So this was the little conversation I had for going from confusion to clarity, and also wanted to give you guys these 4 questions to be able to make any big or small decision very, very fast. And you can also teach this to your kids, no matter what age they are, especially when the kid comes to you and they're like, should I get like cherry lollipop or the grape lollipop? So as parent, we are doing a lot of decisions for them. And that is another thing. Part of raising emotionally independent and emotionally healthy human being is, we start teaching our kids that they are slowly responsible. Like we need to let go of that authority and that responsibility, and we need to give it to them so they can slowly start making decisions for them. So it can start small. You can teach this four-part question to them too, and they can start making those decisions for themselves, and they will feel empowered. They're like, oh, I actually have a system to make a decision. I don't have to go in confusion anymore. So share it with them, share it with others. And I am so grateful that you all joined us today. I'm going to stop the recording. And Patty, we're gonna, if you have any question, we'll go into that. Stop the recording.